Last night, just before midnight, Congress finally approved a stimulus deal. It's a $900 billion stimulus deal. We're going to talk about the details of this deal. So all that is left is for President Trump to sign this bill for this to become a law. Stimulus checks are coming. And we're going to talk about stimulus checks and a lot of the questions that you guys have been asking me in my previous videos. So let's go over that today. Also, we're going to go over a few of the other provisions in the stimulus deal, but we're going to focus mostly on stimulus checks. If this is your first time to my channel, my name is Justin. I do stimulus check updates. I talk about Social Security benefits, and I teach you how to make money and save money. So if any of those topics interest you, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so that you'll be notified each and every time I upload a new video. And if you find this content helpful, please hit the like button so that YouTube will share this video with others like you. I want to clear up something that I said incorrectly in my previous video. News came out after I had posted that video that I hadn't seen, and so I want to clear this up. Adult dependents are going to be left out once again of this second stimulus check. And that's devastating news for a lot of the people that watch my channel. I'm so sorry that that is what they have decided. But adult dependents, those 17 and up, will be left out once again from this stimulus check. I'm not sure why they chose to do that, but that is what they chose to do, and it's really disappointing and really frustrating for me. And I'm so sorry for those of you that have been watching my channel and that are adult dependents that you're going to be left out once again. So some of the details of this stimulus package. There is going to be $25 billion set aside for rental assistance. In addition to this, they have extended the eviction moratorium that was set to expire the end of this year, but it is only set to be extended until the end of January. There is a $600 stimulus check, and I want to go over all of the details of this stimulus check and answer a lot of the questions that I've been asked in my previous videos. So the $600 will go out to those of you on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits. Even if you do not pay any taxes or you did not have any income for the year other than your SSI or SSDI or Social Security benefits or VA benefits, you are still eligible for the second stimulus check as long as you are not claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes. And as far as child dependents go, as long as that child is not 17 before the end of 2020, they will be eligible for the $600 credit. The parents of that child dependent will receive the $600, which is up from the $500 child dependent credit that we received from the first stimulus check. Multiple government benefits, like if you receive both SSI and SSDI, or you receive SSDI and Social Security, or multiple benefits like that, you will still only receive one stimulus check. The stimulus checks are per individual, not based on the government benefits that you are receiving. Just like the first stimulus check, you will not be taxed on this second stimulus check. And in addition to that, this $600 does not count as income if you're worried about going over the threshold for your qualifications for SSI or SSDI. This $600 stimulus check will not count as income with regards to qualifications for those benefits. If you did not receive your first stimulus check, but you were eligible for it, you can still receive your first stimulus check, but you will have to claim taxes in 2021 for the 2020 tax year. Even if you don't normally file taxes and are not required to file taxes to receive your first stimulus check, and most likely your second stimulus check if you did not get your first stimulus check, you will have to file taxes to receive both the first and the second stimulus check in 2021 for the 2020 tax year. If you are over the income limits for a single filer are $75,000 per year and $150,000 per year for joint filers. After those thresholds, the stimulus check will be lowered and up until about $198,000 for joint filers and $99,000 for single filers. As long as you're below those income thresholds, you should receive a second stimulus check as long as you are not claimed as a dependent on someone else's taxes. I had someone ask me about whether those that are in prison will receive the second stimulus check. Those that are in prison or incarcerated in jail are eligible for the second stimulus check as long as they meet the other requirements. Those with child dependents child dependents will each receive $600 stimulus checks. So if you're a parent and you have 3 children and you and your spouse are also eligible for this stimulus check, you would receive 5 $600 stimulus checks or $3,000. And unlike the first stimulus check, the second stimulus check has no limit to the number of dependents that you can claim a stimulus check for. So if you have 5 children and it's you and your spouse with your 5 children, you would receive 7 stimulus checks of $600 each. If you had a baby this year or adopted a child this year, they are eligible for the second stimulus check. However, you will need to file taxes to claim that $600 stimulus credit because the IRS is going off of the 2019 tax year for the second stimulus checks, just like they did for the first stimulus check. Okay, and for the question I probably get asked more than any other question, and that is back child support. If you owe back child support, the second stimulus check will not be taken for back child support. That is different from the first stimulus check. For those that owed back child support as the first stimulus check was taken, the second stimulus check will not be taken for back child support. In addition to that, if you owe a debt collector or you owe money to creditors, debt collection agencies and creditors cannot touch the second stimulus check. The IRS will encode these stimulus checks with the banks so that they will not be garnished or taken by creditors or debt collectors. And in addition to that, the IRS will not take the second stimulus checks for owing back taxes as well. And if you are in bankruptcy proceedings, the second stimulus check cannot be taken during those proceedings as well. If the family has a family member that has an ITIN number, previously the first stimulus check, they were not included to receive that first stimulus check, but that has since changed. And if you have a family member with an ITIN number and you were left out of the first stimulus check, you actually are eligible for the first stimulus check and the second stimulus check. And most likely you will need to file taxes to claim those as a refund. The first stimulus check was sent out to millions of people who had already passed away and were not eligible for the first stimulus check. The IRS has said that the second stimulus check should not go out to those that had passed away before January 1st, 2020. So the timeline for the second stimulus check. This came out just yesterday. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin was on CNBC and he said, "The good news is this is a very, very fast way of getting money into the economy. Let me emphasize, people are going to see this money at the beginning of next week." So even before the end of the year, before January 1st, it sounds like those with direct deposit will receive their second stimulus check. So this is way quicker than last time, as it still took at least 2 weeks for the first direct deposits to go out. For those of you that have a Direct Express card or receive your SSI, SSDI, Social Security, or VA benefits by direct deposit, it should be much quicker this time. Last time there were so many problems with the Social Security Administration, the VA, communicating with the IRS, but if you received your first stimulus check via direct deposit, you should receive it quickly this time as well. Now they have set a deadline to get all the stimulus checks out by the middle of January this time, and if the stimulus check is not received by the middle of January or a check is not sent out, then it sounds like you will need to claim it on your taxes for the 2021 tax year. So I think they're trying to do that to prevent the delays that they had last time. So if you don't get a stimulus check by January 15th or a check is not mailed out by January 15th, then it sounds like you will need to claim it on your taxes next year. And if you don't file taxes but did not receive a first or second stimulus check and you are eligible, you will need to file taxes to claim those. If you received the first stimulus check on a Direct Express card, you should receive your second stimulus check on a Direct Express card as well. For those of you that do not have direct deposit and you're going to be receiving paper checks will start going out as well, but we don't have a timeline for when those paper checks will go out. But it does sound like they're trying to set a limit of when these stimulus checks will go out, like I was saying before, and after that deadline, then it will be up to the individual to file taxes and actually claim those stimulus checks. Let me know if you have any other questions that I didn't answer in this video. I was trying to be very thorough on all the questions that I've received on the second stimulus checks. The great news is it has finally passed. President Trump just has to sign it and it's official. Stimulus checks, for those of you that receive direct deposit, should be coming next week. Like that, it's crazy to me. I know many of you are disappointed that these stimulus checks aren't more than $600. But at this point, remember, $600 is still better than nothing. I mean, we've been waiting for months and months and months. And obviously this isn't going to cover rent for most people. It's not going to cover, a full month's expenses for most people, but it will be a little bit of a help for food or for other things that you can use it for. So thank you once again for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you again soon.